Alright, I'm out here at the boat ramp, and this is pretty nice because we got a boat ramp. It's like 3 or 4 boat ramps or boat ramps wide, boats wide, whatever. Then we come over here, look at this. This whole way you can back right down to the water to put your kayaks in. You can park over there. There's another giant parking lot, and there's a spot you can walk down if you have to. This is a giant parking lot. It's empty because it's Wednesday. I hear this place is packed on weekends. We're not that far from Indy, so I have a feeling a lot of people come here from Indy. So anyway, this is it. Those guys renting some kayaks. We're going that way under the bridge. Nice little bluff over there. All right, let's get at it. Before I forget, you do need a DNR boat permit. You can buy one at Cataract Falls SRA in Spencer, Indiana, or at any state park. Alrighty, we got some rocks up here. We don't see this stuff in northern Indiana very often. I'm gonna get up nice and close, take a look at it. It's probably 30 feet high or so. Little bitty caves underneath. Pretty neat seeing the different layers of rock. Alright, people say it's easy to get lost heading to the falls, but I'm gonna just follow where it looks like the river channel is, where it looks like a river was cut, and we shouldn't get lost. Alright, so we got a big old bridge here. Pretty neat. We drove over it on the way down. It's really high. You definitely want to pay attention to the wind when you're coming down here, because it's only about 10 mile an hour wind, and it feels like 20 or 30 mile an hour once you get down in the creek. Don't think just because you're down in the creek that you're out of the wind. Luckily, it'll be an easy pedal back to the truck. Okay, we got just past the bridge. Got to what I think is the yacht club, which is a bunch of pontoons parked on a dock. And that's on the right, and then on the left, there's other pontoons parked at the dock. To the right, there's like a little bay. To the very, very, very left, there's like a little creek. And then you want to go to the middle, which is actually kind of to the left, but not all the way to the left. I don't know if you can see it, but up here there's at least one great blue heron. There was one, and then another one landed, but I don't see the second one anymore. Might have walked around the corner. We're gonna see how close we can get. I'm sure no matter how far away I try to get, I'm gonna spook it anyway. So, might as well try to get close. Hiding behind this peninsula thing to get out of the wind a little bit. I'm sure it still sounds windy, because it is. Oh, there is two. The one's up under the tree and the one's out off the point. Oh, there goes the one that just landed. Right now we're about 50 yards away from it or less. Keep running over carp in the kayak. There's mud stirred up everywhere. Oh, fish just jumped behind the blue heron. There he goes. Oh, he's not happy. Sounds like a pterodactyl. Kinda looks like one too. around that corner. Looks like there's an island, pretty big area to choose from. I will try to decide which way to turn. Alrighty, so we came up here. It looked like we wanted to go to the left. If you look this way, nice and big and wide. On the map, that's actually narrow. You want to go to the right. Mill Creek. To the left is Doe Creek. You want to stay on Mill Creek to the right. Pretty nice over here. It's like a little, almost like a little wetland area. Lots of little willow trees. Nice and shady, green. And over here we got real big tall trees and we got some rocks. All right, just went around another bend or so, and this back here looks like you can get through there. Probably not. The river channel is that way. Bald eagle. Bald eagle. Right there. All right, so it looks like we're coming to the end of this little slough, but it's actually the river channel. There's an oxbow that way. And we just kind of need to go around. Yeah, once we get around this bend, it looks a lot more like a creek instead of a reservoir. That means we ought to be getting closer to the falls. Alrighty, this is really looking like a creek here. I'm just paddling over a sandbar. There's a little rain, so I'm going over the sandbar instead of across it. Oh, we got some rocks. Yep, I thought I heard falls, but it could have been wind, and then I looked and I see a waterfall. It's right up there. We were just talking about how there's a lot of low ground around here. I expected it to be more straight up and down hills along it, just because of the part of the country we're in. And it's not. There's a whole lot of low ground, but there's also rocks popping out every now and then and some hills and stuff, so it's pretty neat. All right, we're getting closer. Looks pretty cool. My brother was here in a high water time, and the falls look totally different. There's not an incredible amount coming over right now, which is cool. Better than a flood. Pretty neat cliff up here. right, I just got out of the kayak. Hazardous area, no swimming. Can't swim. There's a debate on the internet if you're allowed to get out of your kayak and walk around. I don't see any signs, so I think it's okay. Do it at your own risk. I'm gonna climb up behind me and walk up. There's people hanging out on top of the falls. Alrighty, we're gonna walk up and see the top of the falls. There's some beaten paths. And then once we get up there, we're gonna paddle back because there are storms popping up. And then we're just gonna drive to the upper falls. I hate to be stuck in a giant thunderstorm out on the water. Poison ivy alert. There's poison ivy along the trail. So watch out for poison ivy. If you're allergic to ragweed, that's giant ragweed, also known as horseweed. So yeah, stay, uh-oh. Don't lose your shoe. I almost touched poison ivy when I went back to get my shoe. Should have put my Crocs in four-wheel drive. All right, so ragweed alert and poison ivy alert. I'd be more worried about the poison ivy. And put your Crocs in four-wheel drive. Okay, so I'm up at the top of the hill. There is a parking lot up here. So if you're not into kayaking, you can just drive to everything. It's a nice bathroom. All right, we're up here on top of the falls looking down. I can see pretty far that way. And then we got the top of the falls here. So we're gonna go check that out. This is a trail to the upper falls. So like I said, we're gonna drive there because the potential of storms. All right, they have not updated this since last fall because it says Nature Center closed, reopens in May. We've got a map here of upper falls. We're at the lower falls. There's a trail between the two. Public Wi-Fi at the Nature Center. And tune in to WREB 94.3 or High 99 or 100.7 for local weather watches and warnings. So that's good to know. Weather is good. Then we have important information, phone numbers and stuff. So that's good to know too. Here I am taking an unmarked path to see the top of the lower falls. I'm not sure you're supposed to do that, but I did along with so many other people. If you choose to do so, be very, very careful. Alrighty, we just drove up to the upper falls. Like I said, it was potentially gonna storm, so we drove up here. The guy at the gate was really nice, really informative. So from the truck, there is a path. Up there is where you would come. It's like 1.5 miles. I thought it was only like 3/4 of a mile, but it's a 1.5 mile hike from the lower to the upper. And then you come down here. There's a grill. And this is the upper falls. Covered bridge is right there. We're gonna check that out later. He said absolutely no climbing on the rocks. That's a big log there. You can't fish in the falls or from the falls. But yeah, these falls are pretty cool. Right up. Alrighty, so there's the upper falls. Now we're gonna walk down here and see the lower upper falls. I don't know if that's what they call it, but that's what I called it. There is remnants of what looks like an old mill here. There's more. There's some bricks up there, and then there's a bunch down here. So that's probably why they call it Mill Creek, is my guess. It's because there used to be a mill here. That's just a guess, but I think it's a pretty good guess. Oh, that's a nice big fall there. That's gonna be cool. All right, you can see all the fall from here. That's really cool. I wish we could kayak to that part. That is really cool. All right, we were just looking from right there at that little observation area. And we're gonna go over here, and there's a covered bridge on the other side of the parking lot. We got an old well here. I don't know if it works, but judging by how dry it is and the bird's nest in it, it probably doesn't work. Alrighty, Cataract Falls covered bridge. Alrighty, we're coming up to the covered bridge. It says open. There are picnic tables in there. And I guess there's some really neat stuff about how it was made, but you can learn about that while you're here. See this? This will tell you everything you need to know. See, we got the trusses and all this stuff. We got a cool guy here with a nice beard. Oh, that was an old mill here. Look at that. I was right. Alrighty, let's check it out. We got these old beams. Lots of graffiti. Oh, we got a picnic table right here, so we can sit and look out here. Wonder if there's any fishies. Oh, don't see any fishies. Alrighty, so I'll just walk us all the way through. It's pretty neat how this is made. You'll have to come here and read about it. I'm not necessarily a historian, just like to go kayaking. So we come all the way over here. This used to be a road. Now there's a picnic table. Swimming is prohibited. Don't do it. There's the new bridge. And I wouldn't want to swim there even if it was allowed. It's really icky. But it's okay. It's just slack water. It gets icky. Then we got nice clear moving water over there. Alrighty. And that's all for the bridge. Alrighty, on our way back. I'm gonna go by the falls one last time since I'm here. Alrighty, just got back to the boat ramp. It took us 2.5 hours to get to the falls. That's upstream and a headwind. On the way back, after we got to the falls, we leisurely came back with the current, with the little breeze, and it took us an 1.5 hours to get back, and we weren't paddling that hard. So, you know, I would say average. 2 hours there and back, not a big deal. So it's a 4-hour round trip. Anyways, super fun, super enjoyable. See you next time. It is 8 miles round trip, which should take anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. If you were wondering, you cannot put in at the falls and paddle back to the boat ramp. I definitely recommend having a GPS or downloading an offline map on your phone. It does get kind of tricky to navigate at times. Mill Creek was about 3 inches above Summer Pool when we were there. You can find the lake report on Indiana Department of Natural Resources website. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful on your adventures. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all those other things. See you next time.